What is a drop-off location? A drop-off location is a centrally located parking lot where election officials bring their election day supplies after the polls close. Think of a drop-off location as an election day drive-through. During the drop-off procedure, election officials will pull up in their vehicles and, at the direction of the drop-off captain, drop-off assistants will take all election supplies from the precinct election official's vehicle, inventory the items using a chain of custody form, then load the inventoried supplies in the delivery van after the chain of custody form has been signed. Arriving at the drop-off location. All drop-off personnel must arrive at the drop-off location by 7 p.m. Report to your drop-off captain at Van A. At this time, the drop-off captain will retrieve the drop-off binder and inventory the contents, including the cell phone used for the drop-off captain to contact the Board of Elections. Using the phone number provided in the drop-off binder, the drop-off captain must call the Board of Elections immediately to report his or her arrival. Continue to inventory the contents of the location binder with the drop-off instructions, troubleshooting guide, chain of custody forms, the chain of custody form envelope for completed and signed forms to be returned to the Board of Elections, payroll card with assigned staff and party affiliation. Next, the drop-off captain will retrieve the payroll card from the drop-off binder and have everyone sign in and verify their political party. Everyone must sign in and out, verify their political party. Rovers will mark their political party after their name when they arrive and sign in at the drop-off location after completing their post-election duties. At this drop-off location, the drop-off captain has 2 assigned drop-off assistants, plus several rovers are expected to arrive after completing their post-election duties. Besides the drop-off assistants, there is also a van driver who is a uniformed law enforcement officer. There is also a van ride-along who is of the opposite political party from the van driver. Because the van driver and ride-along are a Democrat and Republican, they will sign all completed chain of custody forms, and the ride-along will place the completed form into the completed chain of custody form envelope. When the van is fully loaded and dispatched to the Board of Elections, the ride-along will deliver the completed chain of custody form envelope directly to the Board of Elections personnel at the warehouse. After the drop-off captain gives everyone their assignment considering political balance, he or she will pass out supplies to the drop-off assistants from the large clear supply bin, including plastic seals, clipboards, writing utensils, traffic safety vest, flashlights, and any other supplies as needed. Drop-off assistant supply retrieval. Now that all drop-off assistants have been checked in, briefed, and have their supplies, they can take their positions for the first drop-off team to arrive. Let's break down each drop-off assistant's assignment as our first polling location drop-off team arrives in their vehicle. The drop-off assistant assigned to supply retrieval directs the precinct election official vehicle where to stop and park. They then greet the election officials and ask them to please remain in their vehicle unless opening the trunk, not to leave the drop-off location until all equipment has been inventoried and they have signed the chain of custody form and are released. They will then retrieve the election supplies from the vehicle and place the supplies next to the vehicle to be inventoried. Be sure to inspect the election supplies. Everything must be sealed and accounted for. If a supply bag or ballot box is missing a seal, replace the seal and record the number on the chain of custody form. Once everything has been verified and checked off, the supply inventory assistant passes the completed chain of custody form on the clipboard to the precinct election officials in the vehicle for them to sign on the appropriate signature lines. Dispatching the vans. After assigned polling locations have delivered their election supplies to the drop-off location, the drop-off captain should finish packing up the following items for each van. All ballot boxes, supply bags, and electronic poll book cases inventoried on the completed chain of custody forms in the completed chain of custody form envelope for the van. The large gray return envelope bin, sealed with 2 DS200 zip seals to prevent opening during transport. and the chain of custody form envelope. All forms must be signed before inserted. Inventoried equipment must be packed in the van, given to van rider for delivery. In addition to the election supply pack-up, pack the following drop-off supply for the last van only. All previously mentioned supplies plus the large clear supply bin. When your assignment is completed, return all drop-off location supplies to the large clear supply bin. Place the drop-off binder into the large clear supply bin. Keep the phone for the final call to the Board of Elections. Seal with 2 DS200 zip seals to prevent opening during transport. Make sure to call the Board of Elections to inform them the last van has been dispatched before returning the phone to the drop-off location binder and placing the binder into the large clear supply bin. Drop-off captains should dispatch vans according to the drop-off instructions located in the binder. Always call the Board of Elections before dispatching the van to the Board of Elections, and call the Board of Elections if you have any problems.